And welcome back to Music Free Gaming. I hope you're having a fabulous day. It's Tuesday. It is definitely a Tuesday. For those of you who do not understand Tuesdays, let me lay this out for you. Tuesdays are just weird. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're just sort of in the middle. But most of the time they're just sort of in the middle, and that's kind of where it sits for me today. But I hope you are having a much better Tuesday than I am. So let's get into some Minecraft and all of the fun and excitement we got going on here. Or, you know, at least the decorative fun stuff, right? Yeah. So I'm down here in my storage room, and I'm taking a break from the science lab portion of the science lab. You know what I mean. I'm down here in the storage area, and you see all that redstone behind me? It's awesome, except I don't want to see it. No, I don't want to see it. Redstone is lovely, but I want to hide it. I want to make this a little bit prettier so that when you come down the stairs from the storage room, right, somewhere over here, right, you come down the stairs down into the storage room, you're not looking at a pile of redstone and stuff. You instead come in looking at something that looks cool on both sides. So that's what I'm going to be dealing with here today. So let's go ahead and get started because I remember how the controls work. I totally do. We're going to get into this. It's going to be great. Or something. Something is definitely going to happen here, and I don't know what it is. All right, first of all, I need to figure out some things. Let's figure out which side we're going to start on first. I think we're going to start on this side. Now, there is some stuff I need to do up top here, but I think that can wait. Let's go ahead and bring this way. Now, one of the things I would like to do is when I set this up, yeah, I think all of this can go away. As I set this up, I still want to be able to get back here. One, so I can deal with the furnace if I have to. And because this is my way down to the trial chamber. But I also would rather it be, you know, pretty, I guess. That's the word I'm looking for. Pretty. It's gonna look pretty. And yeah, so that's the thing. So before I get too far into that, and I don't need this shulker at the moment. I had a shulker around here somewhere that had purple in it. I think it's probably up this way somewhere. Yeah, none of that is what I'm looking for. Aha! Purple. Okay. Yeah. That's up there. We'll get it eventually if and when I need it down here. All right, so the other thing I'm going to need is some jungle wood. Do I have jungle wood? Yeah, okay. Good, because I'm definitely going to need that. Okay, so I'll throw that in there. All right. And also, I don't need these hay bales on me at the moment, so we'll go ahead and dump those off. I'm so excited to actually have all the wheat that I'm going to need. It's actually really nice. Woohoo! Okay, I almost forgot that there's a hole down there. And stuff happens down that way. Would like to not fall into my kelp farm. I know, weird, right? But it's true. Lots of falling into the kelp farm could be had today, but I would rather not. Okay. So that goes like so. All right, now the next question, which I think is actually going to be a fairly easy one to answer, is do I want to go ahead and bring this area in tight? I think I do. I think I want to bring this up here with the purple. Should bring some of the sandstone over, but deal with that in a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think, yeah, I think that's where this is going to go. And then that goes there like that. Yeah, I think this is going to work out all right. Okay. Bring these blackstone walls down here. And then we've got this nice area set for a double door, which will probably be pale oak. I think that's going to be the plan. Yeah. Yeah, I like that plan. Pale oak. I don't have doors, but that's easy enough to change. Sorry, if every once in a while you might see me grimace a little bit. I have been dealing with a how to put this. I've been dealing with pain. Okay, I've had a flare up of gout, which is a form of arthritis in the foot, right around the joints, around the big toe and the ball of the foot, and it hurts like heck. And that's where I am at the moment. So, you know, not exactly a fan of the pain. So, again, if you see me wincing and stuff once in a while, it's because I've moved my toe in a way that just sucks. Do I still have cherry trap doors? Yep. Cool. Nice thing about having some of the design already done is it's easy to copy. Did I do it that way? Or did I put it at the top? I put it at the top. Okay. Right. Okay, so there we go. We now have ourselves a door, which I think works out nicely, and then I can come back here and do stuff. In fact, if I were really clever about it, and by really clever, I mean the most basic level of clever, you know the level of clever I'm talking about. The level of clever that's like, yeah, see, this could be fancy, but it's about the level of fancy that any semi-competent 3-year-old would do. Yeah, that's how clever I am putting pressure plates in front of these trapdoors, or these regular pale oak doors. That's how fancy this is. It is that level of fancy and clever and stuff. Okay, but at least it means the doors will stay closed. That said, I may have to take those off when it comes time to bring some of the mobs up from the farm down there. But okay, but that's a problem for future me. Let's go ahead and bring this across like so. Now, that I think is definitely going to be the thing like that. Okay, where we'll have this bit of a frame. As far as how the rest of it goes, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so if I take this level of interesting, honestly, let's go get the smooth stone. There it is. Let's get ourselves some smooth stone, which, okay, this will work. And let me fill in the roof up here because I think that's going to make this a little bit easier to see what's going on. Okay. Fortunately, I have the smooth sandstone and we should be okay. Not that I couldn't go mine some more, of course, but you know, I've got a mining desert. there's lots of sandstone. And I have a pretty significant furnace, which would smelt it all fairly quickly if I decided to throw a full shulker at it. Okay. All right. Cool. So this is how this would go. Now, this is here doing that. This, I think, I want to bring down like so. Yeah, I just want to bring this purple down this way. All right. All right, all right, okay. All right, so that's going to give us this sort of look, which we've got kind of in here and here. Actually, if I were to continue that same way, this would actually go like so. And let's see, we pull these out. Like that, and then bring in the trapdoors. Like that. Okay. That's going to match what's happening over here. Okay, which is good. Hang on a second. Sorry, I need to turn on my fan. So it's kind of okay if I'm doing nothing. Once I start streaming and using more energy, it gets a little warm over here. Okay. Now, what's going on with the rest of this that I want to maybe maintain a theme? Okay, so if I take this off, let's take a look at the storage room here, right? This is the farm output, where we've got all of the trapdoors over the blocks, right? Over the bricks there. But if I come in here to this room, I've got it set up with the pale oak along the top, still with the cherry trapdoors. So I think we may do the thing. So if we come up. Okay. How do I do that? And then basically we'd be doing the same sort of thing here. Okay. With our pale oak coming this way. Now, what I'm not entirely sure, I do like that color blend. The cherry over the prismarine. I like that. Now, what I could do is I could just bring in the pale oak trapdoors and stuff, and I could just make it look kind of like that. Like I could bring the polished blackstone down here. Like so. And then I could put something back here with the pale oak trapdoors. Okay? Right, that would be a thing. Totally viable. Not entirely sure what, but it would in fact be viable. Oh, also, hey, you may have just seen the message drop in the chat. Yeah, apparently I'm a Mojang Minecraft affiliate now, so you know, if you want to buy stuff in the Minecraft marketplace, there's some cool stuff there for Bedrock, and you can help support the channel at the same time. So, you know, that's cool. All right, so do I have pale oak trapdoors? This is why I have a storage room. So I could find stuff like this. Oh, there's another stack there, so. All right, so basically this would be solid here like this. Goes that way? No, goes on the other side. Okay. Right, so if I do this, this is basically our same design that we've got over here, which is perfectly fine. Now, I set this up at the end of the stream, I think on Thursday, where we have just a small furnace. We can come up here and throw some stuff in, or we can throw it directly in the furnace, however I want to do it. But this is basically for small stuff. In fact, because it's for small stuff, it really doesn't make sense to have that this drop box up there. If I want to cook things in bulk, I've got a smelter to do that. So maybe what would be better here would be to kind of undo this. Yeah, let's take some of this out. Okay. The trapdoors, we could still go up that way. In fact, I think what might be good is instead of having that be the prismarine, we'll put in some sea lanterns. Okay. And let's go ahead and we'll just continue the same wall pattern we have before. Okay. We're going to take this out. All right. Now, obviously, the furnaces here look a little ugly. Now, what I could do, right, is I could throw these up here. Take this out. Oops, hey. Right, and then you can just come in and throw stuff in the furnace like so. And that would be fine. That's not a bad setup right there. Honestly, I could kind of get down with that. I don't like the chest, but I don't think I have a lot of better options here. I suppose what I could do is I could craft it into a copper chest and let it oxidize. Right, these guys shouldn't, they probably aren't going to be attracted to it. So that would be okay, I guess. Yeah, and then the chest, see, because these chests do look, they look out of place. Let's be honest, they kind of do. But I can't do anything about it as far as the color goes, right? So maybe it would be worthwhile. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I haven't been decorating with this stuff, so I need copper ingots, I think. I think that's right. And then if I want to craft copper chests. All right. Cool. So let's go ahead and take these out. Put the copper chest in. Cool. And then I'll just let that oxidize. Because obviously the orange is a little bit much. But as this oxidizes, it'll start to match this green, which will be a little bit better. Now, we've got this gap here, which I could put stuff in. For now, I'm going to leave it blank, but we shall see. The next thing I want to do, let's turn some of the smooth sandstone into smooth sandstone stairs. Okay. And then the way this will go, I think I want to just, do I just come up from there? I guess that'll be okay. Okay, just, oops. Would help if it were all facing the correct direction, but. Right, do something along those lines. Now, I believe we should have enough light up here, so we should be okay. We'll just throw a torch back here just to be sure. It's not going to matter. We're not going to see it, but I think it will be kind of nice. All right, so let's see what's happening here with the stairs, shall we? Yeah, let's shall. All right, so we're going to be coming out this way, okay? Which is a definite way to be coming. It's like she'll be coming around the mountain and stuff. Yeah, kelp farm just went, so that's fabulous. Carving all the kelp when she comes. She'll be harving all the kelp. She'll be having all the kelp. Having all the kelp when she comes. It is kelp, right? We're going to go with kelp. Not just kelp. Kelp. Because kelp is good in like smoothies and stuff. You got to get yourself a kelp smoothie and mix it in with some delicious fruits and veggies. But it's important you do not forget the kelp, because otherwise it's just gonna be weird. So get yourself a kelp smoothie. Okay, so I think I want to. What if I were to put the? Oops, hang on. What if I were to put the stairs here? I think is going to be a little bit better. Yeah, let's go ahead and kick these stairs back 1 block. Right, so they're going to come up this way. Okay. All right. I think that'll be good. We'll run up there and pick up those leftovers up there. Ah, cheese monkeys. Okay. No, we're good. Good. Everything is great. All right. So, yeah, this doesn't feel. No, that doesn't feel claustrophobic at all. It should be fine. I might kick that back 1 block. Just to help things fit in a little bit. To be honest, I might take out those pillars too, but actually I might take out all 4 of those pillars. I kind of like the idea of what we did up here on the top, right up this way, where I just lined it with the copper fence, all right, these copper bars, and then those will eventually oxidize to be the fully oxidized like this, and then it's just going to blend in nicely. Right, it'll sort of match the color scheme. I really need to get this. Okay, that's a problem for future me. We're working down here today. This is a down here sort of day. Okay. So now, what do I want to do with this? Okay. Okay, so, right, we've got ourselves this sort of deal here. Oops. Some of those blocks are in the right place. Not all of them, of course, because that would make too much sense. Okay. But some of them actually are, in fact, in the right place, which is good. It's nice when things are in the right place. Okay, so if this goes this way, I mean, I could. It would be a little bit, say cheaty, maybe? Maybe not. To just fill it in with prismarine, but I have a better idea. What if I were to come in like so? Let's just drop a prismarine brick next to each of the stairs. Okay. Now, all right, and then what if I were to come in with some of these polished brick walls? Just fill in like that. Yeah, I think that'll be good. In fact, I could jump back here and let's see. Right, I could come back here and drop a sea lantern. Like if I take that one, let's take that block out, put in a sea lantern. The sea lantern will shine through the wall. Unfortunately, we do get that clunky bit there. And we're going to get that no matter what. Maybe. Yeah, that might work. That might work. If I do that on both sides, I think that'll give us a nice little bit of light, which I think is kind of necessary here. So let's go ahead. Okay, bring that in. Okay. All right, just pop that in like so, and then sea lantern in the middle, and then just block there to match it up. Okay. Okay, that's fair. And now, the next thing I'm going to need is what to do here. Okay. So let's go ahead and bring some prismarine along the sides of the stairs. What to do? I mean, I could. This actually might not be a bad thing. Just bring the purple across like so. Other than the fact I don't like it at all, that is fabulous. But, you know, I don't like it, so it's going away. A little bit of prismarine there isn't a bad thing, but that whole mess, it's just too much. Or the purple. I mean, I could just continue the wall up like so. But I don't like it. I don't. I think maybe that's it. Maybe I just don't like that little angle that was there. That might be it. And just fill this in. Hang on. Hang on, need more walls. Walls. We're gonna need the walls. They are fine and dandy walls. Okay. Kinda like so. Great. Pop out like that? Does feel a little bit better. Okay. A little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I could turn this into stairs, which might be okay. But for now, we'll stick with the blocks. I think what I want to do here, too. Great. I have no way to get up there. Alright, let's come across this way. There we go. There, I think that's better. Yeah, I think that's better. And again, it lights up the stairs, which I think needs it. Okay. All right. Well, that's definitely a thing we got going on here. Now, let's talk about this mess. I think what I want to do is going to take that out. Let's go ahead and bring in sea lanterns like so. And I think, yeah, we'll go ahead and do the purple pillars here. All right. Okay, so we'll do that. And then this side, I need to fill this in some way that's consistent, but I like what it's doing. Heck, I could just fill this in. Where's the pail? Yes, pale oak. That goeth thusly. No, it's pointing the wrong way. Okay. Okay. And then, well, then I would put in the pale oak trapdoors. I was just actually wondering if it would make some sense. I think it would, actually, to put some, whatever those are, some sea lanterns there. Just as a little bit of hidden light. Okay. I mean, we've got some actual visible light, too, because the top sea lanterns exist, right? Which is a good thing. Right, so that goes in like so. Right, put this through like that. And then back to our pale oak. All right. Now, over here, things are going to be a little bit different. Okay, because what I want to be able to do, I don't know if this is going to work. Because I want to be able to place shulker boxes against that glass and then break it later. Right? So if I were to pop like that. Okay, I think that'll work. Okay. This should be fine. Let's go ahead and put in the sea lanterns. All right, just pop those in. Grab the trapdoors. Okay, I'm gonna need some more trapdoors. Oh, okay, fortunately, we've got a fair amount of cherry here, so we'll be set. All right, so let's just go ahead and set up some temporary blocks. Nope, those are facing the wrong way. Okay, and then those pop out. Okay. So yeah, so then the idea is if I have a shulker, right, like this one's a good sample shulker. Right, if I wanted to, I can then take the shulker. I could just stick it right there. Eventually it will drain out, right? Now, it would be kind of cool to, I don't know, set up a shulker unloader or something around here. But, I don't know. I don't have a huge amount of space right here. But, I mean, in theory, I could run something from up here. I would just have to put the shulker unloader input up here. Right, which, you know, I could. It could be along the side of the stairs, but I'm not sold on that idea, so. So for now, we're going to go low tech. And that shulker, yeah, did get picked up by the hopper. It will eventually end up actually in that chest there. They're not as good at their job as I want them to be. Also, I may not actually have everything set up for that, but like, I don't know. Anyway, the way I set this up is not ideal for our little guys. Just saying. All right, so this isn't bad. We've got, obviously that's going there. Right, I do need I don't have room to kick in and do some more, a matching pillar thing on this side. So that's going to be a thing. All right. So let's talk about this one. Okay. Come on. I can do it. I can place the blocks. I have the technology. All right, so let's bring this way for a minute. Now that we're coming in on the other side. Okay. Right, so we're going to come across like this. Okay, we're going to do the same sort of door that we did before. Okay. So, right, so we'll take that and we'll bring this up this way. Okay. Right, all of that fun and excitement. This comes down like so. We take our handy dandy sea lanterns right across the top. Okay. Right, just like that. All right, cool. So then we just bring all of this across like so, and we can slap in our doors. Okay. All right, and because I'm easily impressed, we'll put in some pressure plates so we can walk out onto this side. Okay. Very impressive. I know. All right. So that is that, which means this is going to come across here like so, and then down. All right. So we got a couple things going on here that I'm not entirely sure I know what I want to do. First thing I'm going to do, though, is make this match the other side. Okay. All right, so we got a couple of these sets of pillars and things. Okay, which are great. They're going to look fine. I mean, maybe I could cover them and stuff like that, but they're fine. But I do have a couple of things over here that I do need to do something with, okay? See, that's solid. Why was that solid? Oh, right, because this is the input system, which I don't have over here. Right. See, I'm actually, now that I'm looking at this, I think what I might do is I might do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. If I were to take out that, let's just run this all the way across. You know, it'd be really cool is if, oh, no, those ones were right. These ones were incorrect. Okay. Yeah. All right. The only problem with that is now I can't reach. Well, cheese monkeys. All right. So what I would have to do, right, those have to go that way, but the fact that they are upside down on these ones. Oops, hang on. Okay. It's a little bit annoying, but it's fine. Yeah, I think I like this a little bit better. And then if I replace that bottom with some blackstone, right? If I come through here. Okay. Yeah. and then just bring some blackstone in like this. That, I think, is going to be a little bit better. Yeah, let's kick this off over here as well. Because I think this is going to be... It's going to be nicer to have the... Not have the pillar here, I think. Alright, so... Alright, so that would come across like that. This... I'm going to flip these ones too. Just so they match that. They don't match the rest of the room, but at least it's something, right? Okay. There. Oh, right. That's not prismarine. I mean, it is prismarine. It's not going to be prismarine. It's going to be blackstone. Aha! Look at us being all cool and stuff. All right. There we go. And I guess I should replace those up there too. All right. Not really necessary. And in here, I just have it over the blocks, but honestly, I mean, because I've got the sea lanterns down here, I don't know that I actually need them up top. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the light in here actually comes in because I've got this whole line of sea lanterns back behind those chests. Maybe I do want to replace that up there. And just make that not sea lanterns, but more of the prismarine. That's not a bad idea, though I think if I take this out, swap this with the sea lanterns. Yeah, I think this is going to be better. So let's go ahead and take that out. Place those with prismarine. Okay. And then, yeah, let's do the same thing up here. See what this looks like. Okay. So let's bring this right across like so. Yeah, I think that's looking a little bit better. Yes, it does add some shadows up by the roof, and that's okay. I think that's okay. So let's go ahead and pop all of this as well. All right. And in goes prismarine. Okay. So that's good. Now, one of the things I would like to have going here is a bamboo farm of some sort. You know, flower farm. Something so that I can get some flowers. Now, what I might do is something I've been wanting to do here for a while. Right, we've got, you see, I've already got the hopper set up for this. Right, I've got all of the hay bales coming in this way. What I think I might do is set this up so that the hay bales get deconstructed into wheat, fed into a composter, and then I've got a couple things I want to do with that. One, I think I want to compost it And I could bring it back here where it can become or where it can feed a flower farm, right? So I could just have it feed into a hopper, into a dispenser sitting back here. And then the rest of it could feed out into another crafter, which would then feed it into the water stream here. Okay. And in doing so, I can then take those blocks and feed them into the system over here. See, right now, we've got hay bales. I need to label all of this in some way. This side was easy. I just labeled it. Okay, that's fish, but I just labeled it with the blocks that it's crafting back behind here. And we're still doing okay as far as, storage space. If we end up getting too much, that's a problem for future me, but because I don't have like shulker loaders or anything like that. And I don't think I have space for one. But if I rig this so we get, that hay gets deconstructed and all of this happens. I like this idea. All right, I need to move that water. There aren't such a thing as pillared stairs, are there? Like if I were to... No, there's just plain purple stairs. Okay. I was just wondering if I could hide a water source under there, but not really. Not in a way I think that would work out well. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll figure out something else. In the meantime, let's set up a temporary spot where I can just have a water source. So I've got it if and when I need it. Sure. We'll just stick it back here. Oh, I can't put it right there. I'm going to be building a staircase there. I mean, I can, but right, we're going to have the stairs go up. Right up that way. So for now, I mean, I guess there's a spot here I can do real quick. Okay, that'll work. Let me go get a water bucket. Or a couple of them anyway. Water buckets. Okay. All right. And said, at least temporarily, we'll just put that there. All right. Cool. So now we can fill this in and do other stuff with it. All right. Cool. All right. So I guess the next question. Oh, let's go get some more prismarine blocks, which conveniently I left a bunch up here. Okay. Also, I think I'm done with the copper ingots for now. All right, so basically what I could do, if I kind of want to match what's happening on that side, this would come up this way. I could put the farm here and then block this off. I think that would work, I guess. Be fine. I might slap down a couple more beds. I grab some more white beds. That's definitely an idea. All right. So if I were to do this, do I want it to drop down into a... I put that copper away. I put the copper away. It's going... Oh, hang on. Did I take all the copper ingots out? I did. There. Get them sorted back in. Yeah, so if I have this come back into a copper chest here. Copper chest. Come here, copper chest. All right, so if I were to do something like that. All right, I need my redstone box, which conveniently or otherwise I left up here. All right. So do I have hoppers? I have a hopper, which is not going to be enough. Okay. So let's see. I have iron. I'm also going to have to craft up some chests, but I do have some iron. All right. So that's not the right block. I do need to leave an iron ingot in there. It's a problem with the system is you do have to kind of leave what you're sorting in there. Right. Right. Okay, let's get some chest making goodness. All right. Yes, I have the best chest of anything, anywhere. All right. Cool. So then this would go like so. We would need some mud, I think. Be the best way to handle this. Okay. Which means I also need some bottles, which I don't think I have. I mean, I've got glass, which is fine, but again, I don't have the bottles. So we'll worry about that. Right, so what I would then need is dispensers, which... Okay, it's my last two dispensers. Okay. Right, so we would do something along these lines. Right, like that, and then I would need a chest. Right. Probably, yeah, right here. Okay. And that's what's going to feed all of our happy bone meal into these dispensers. All right. All right. Cool. And then we would block all this stuff off. And where's my glass? Okay. Craft up some bottles here. Gonna do the thing where we get bottles. All right. Okay. And those become mud. Perfect. And the reason they've become mud is because I need them to be partial blocks. So you see, mud is not a solid block. Dirt is. So if this is a dirt block and you throw something on it, the hopper won't pick it up. But because it's mud, I can throw something on it and it gets sucked in, which is exactly what I need. All right, cool. All right, now I think what I want to do is let's get a couple more pillars here. All right. I think I want to run the pillars right here on the sides. So just up like that. And then yeah, I'll need to run some blocks on top of this. What would be good here? Do you just want to use purple? Just the plain purple blocks? Yeah, I think that'll be fine. And then yeah, I think that'll be fine. I might, just to make it a little bit prettier here, slap some of that nonsense in. Okay. Cool. So now let's go ahead and take our observer clock here. Oh, I have the piston? I have the piston. Okay. So I think what I need, oh, I need some redstone dust as well. Redstone dust. Okay. So we'll run this way. Let's see, if let's say I put the piston right there. There? Yeah, right there is fine. It would then push this up, that. This one would be pointing this way, like so. Okay, so now if I were to put a lever, which I totally have levers this time. Okay. I put this lever right, where is that? Where is it? It is right next to the... It's in the wrong place. Okay. No, this is totally fine and stuff. Okay. No, this is fine. We just move the piston. This is gonna be great. Alright, so that's gonna go, instead of being under there, it'll be over here. Right, like that. Okay. Cool. And then this, I'm gonna move up. Right, so it goes like that. Okay, so there's our initial slow clock, and then we turn it off. Okay, so now it's on. Right, nothing's happening because I don't have any bone meal in there. Right, but if I were to take some of our bone meal, right, throw it into this chest like so. Now we get it doing, well, nothing at the moment because it's all... That's interesting. Okay. Why isn't that going? I mean, they both should be getting powered. That's odd. Huh. All right, hang on. Let's, okay. All right, so if I put this lilac here. All right, now that's just sick and wrong. Why are we not getting any power on this thing? because we are getting redstone. Right, this redstone is pulsing. It should be strongly powering this block. Should be triggering this. But that's just weird. I mean, I could. All right, what if we do it this way? Oh, no, I can't do it that way. I need this to be blocked. Okay. It triggered once. Yeah, I think we've got a weird update thing going on here. All right, hang on. I want to try something. Okay, it's the same. That's the same thing. It's just not. It's just definitely not powering the dispenser. That's really bizarre. I mean, seriously, that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would it not work? Okay, so like that, no, it still doesn't work. All right, now I'm just totally confused. Okay. Oh, it looks like the kelp kicked off. Awesome. Hang on. All right. All right, now will that do its thing? It went once, but not... Boy, that does not make any sense at all. Of all the sense this could make, it doesn't. It makes zero sense. It should be triggering both of them. That's just silliness. What the hey, man? Okay. I don't want to have two levers here, so... Because that would just be... I mean, I could. It's like, okay, we'll turn on this side and turn on that side, but... That just feels a little icky, you know what I mean? It's just... I don't think I'd want to do that, so... Okay. So that would go there. Oops. Okay. So we'd have our output happening like so. I do need this. I need to be able to get in here and change out what's happening here. Probably. You know, if I want this to, you know, do things and stuff, and who doesn't want it to do things and stuff? I totally want it to do things and stuff. Stuff and things, stuff and things. I want it to do stuff and things. But it won't, and it's weird. I don't know. What the hey, man? So I don't want to put a repeater, which would slow that down and would just totally not at all do what I want it to do. Huh. All right, well, this is Strange. Okay, so let's try this. Let's take that out. If this clock is running slower, does it do the thing? It does not do the thing. That is... I'm sorry, but this is just wackadoodle. Alright. Do I have more observers here? Yeah. Seriously. The wackadoodle is strong with this one. Alright. Hang on. I just want to... I need something I can place a block against. So that goes there, that goes there. Okay. Are you an entire hour late? I guess so. Hey, how's it going, HRS? Welcome in, welcome in. I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on with some weird redstone. This should be simple, but simple is apparently wrong. We don't get to do simple here, so we're going to do complicated. We're going to be doing overly complicated because that's just how this is going to work. Because, you know, reasons and stuff. All right. Where did I leave the redstone? Or the lever? It's there. It's on. Okay. Gonna be overly complicated. Okay, so if that's there, right. So, oh yeah, with its weird, all of its weirdness. It's just, yeah. No, you're right. There is significant weirdness that happens, but I mean, at least I'm not dealing with Bedrock's randomness, which is just even weirder. Okay, that's working. Fabulous. So what I need to do then is take this piston. Okay. I have a piston. I do have a piston. Yay! I have a piston. All right. And then this is going to have to go right there. Well, I mean, it would. Stop the clock for a sec. I mean, as much as I need more lilac and stuff, I kind of don't. Okay, so that's going to go here then. This goes like so. Wonderful. And then I just move the lever up one. Lever, lever, lever. Cool. All right. Great. So that'll work out just fine. And then I just need some... I need something here so I can block this. I mean, do I really want to do this? Randomness in Bedrock occurs in two occasions. Mutually exclusive process fighting for priority on some game ticks. Okay. Pistons pushing into each other. And second, reaching 100 processing cap. I'll give you a third. Hopper updates and dropper updates when they all get a redstone signal at the same time. I hit that in my brewing machine. See, if you've got droppers set up like this, run redstone over the top, and then you trigger this redstone, it's not deterministic which of these will fire first. And they don't all fire at the same time. Okay, so you've got that problem. The second problem is hopper update order is not consistent. So if these droppers are dropping into hoppers, which are right next to them, right? Droppers push into these hoppers. Not only do they not push into these droppers in order, so you'd expect to get this one first, second, third, fourth, fifth. No, you don't get that. You get them pushed into these hoppers, and then the hoppers will sometimes tick out of order, and it screws up. If you're expecting things to come in order into a chest or something down here, it doesn't work. I ran into that with my brewing machine. So, yeah, it's a thing. It is totally a thing. All right. Yep. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, Bedrock's got some weird randomness on some things. So, yeah, I said it was just one of those things I ran into, and it was annoying. Okay, so now we've got ourselves our thing. Let's now get ourselves a happy thing. Okay, we need a dropper. I'm going to need crafting table. Probably more than one. I've got some iron already. Redstone, I think. And let's make a crafter. Actually, I need to make 2 crafters. But what was I missing? Crafter. Got the redstone. I've got the iron. Oh, I need another dropper. Dropper. That'll get it. All right. So anyway, yeah, I did a bunch of experimenting with that, trying to figure out why my potion brewer didn't work consistently on Bedrock, and that's part of that setup, is that redstone running across the top of dispensers. So I would like redstone to be a little bit more deterministic in that case, but all right, we'll worry about the rest of that later. All right, so here's the way this is going to go, and I want to try to work this in a way that doesn't break everything else. So the first step here is to fall. I think we're going to put a crafter here. Is that design on my channel? Yes. Yes, it is. I must have used up all the hoppers. Cool. Yep, it's on the channel. I've got if you look in the redstone tutorials, it's there somewhere. I might change that, the orientation of that, but we'll see here in a sec. But again, what'll happen is the hay bales will come in here. They'll be deconstructed here. I'll just need to get the redstone all pointed in the right direction. And then that's going to go into a composter, and I need to send it into here. So I think what I'll do is let's set up a chest. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work nicely. All right. All right, let's craft up some more hoppers, because hoppers are a thing. Can't craft hoppers with a well, Fiddlesticks. Yep, I've got another design I've been picking at off and on. I think it works, but I need to build it over in Bedrock and see if the redstone actually behaves itself. It should overcome that problem. And what's even better, it's a full brewer setup, so you can select any potion ingredients you want and let it go, and then it will just brew until it can't brew anymore. So all of the cool power of the smaller version, but with the flexibility to just add whatever it is you need. So that's cool. All right, so this is going to go here. Yeah, let's just pop this up this way. I'll go there, and then we'll tuck in underneath. Like so. All right, and then I need a block. Stone will work. All right, so that's not going to work. Sorry, that was stupid. So this pushes hay, or pushes wheat, which is not at all what I need. Be sure I don't have stuff. There we go. All right. Okay, yeah, I'm going to change that. Also, before I do, let's grab a composter. Please tell me I have a shulker box full of anything useful here, or nothing useful. Wow. Okay. All right, no, that's fine. We're fine. Everything's great. We're totally fine. My inventory isn't a hot mess. Totally, it's not. There's no hot messes happening here. It's perfectly fine. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, now I could certainly hope that things changed, but okay. Take this and crafter. Come back here, crafter. I need you. I need you so. Also, I need to... Yeah, there we go. Place it like that. Cool. So now it'll face into the hopper. Hopper will compost all the goodness, which now will come out like so. And then how do I want to do this? I really do need this to go 2 directions. Okay, we'll do it this way. We'll have it point into that chest, and that'll solve that problem. Okay, cool. So it'll compost. We'll fill this up with bone meal, this whole system first, okay? Which is great. Let's... Hang on, I put all of my good stone away. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have things set up where I could just jump into Bedrock and show you. Partly because it turns out Bedrock doesn't run particularly well on Linux. So I'd have to fire it up in Windows. And I don't have anything set up to do with that. But, yeah. I mean, it's cool. It's, that 90% of the redstone works. It's just that last little bit. All right, so let's get up there. I need to get my clock going. Okay, target block. What's one of those? Okay, you know what? I've got a bunch of sand that I don't need. Okay. Yeah. Well, Mojang, they've got an experiment happening. If you start up a world and you turn on the experiments tab, there's actually an experiment that you can turn on. Am I far enough away? Yeah, I think so. There's an experiment that you can turn on that will cheese monkeys. Anyway, that changes how redstone works a little bit, and it makes it, I think, universally consistent. So it's got some cool stuff to it. Okay, I'm gonna have to craft up some more components there, but we'll start with these. This will take care of this clock for me anyway. Okay, so the idea is comparator, repeater, block, redstone. You know, basic circuit. All right, so now if I were to, oh right, and then this. Oh, that's oh, I need a comparator, all this nonsense. So, well, fiddlesticks. I mean, I can only craft the one thing anyway, so who cares? So, anyway, you know how they got rid of redstone update being different over locationity? Yeah, all right, fine. We'll do it the right way. That's fine. I just need to. Oh, I have a comparator. Okay, good. All right. Fine. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Let's see, that goes that way. Redstone like so. Is that powered? Why is that powered? Oh, because that's powered. Okay, cool. Well, drat. Okay, I'll just have to move it back a little bit. Okay. No, this is fine. We can make this work. Because this will still read from back here. I just have to pull this back just a little bit because we're getting a little bit of bleed from the machine next to it. Okay. And then block that off. Okay. Cool. All right, and this goes like so. All right, nice. So, where did my repeater go? Okay, cool. You go there and there. And that will go there, but we'll deal with that in a minute. This is backwards. Okay. So, I need that to compare to a 7? Something like that. Because this... right, because the crafter will be at 9. So this will, yeah, and it goes down by 1. Okay. Do I just want to use another crafter? That'll be simpler. I can craft all the things. It's fine. All right, so then this has to go, I think like that. All right, let me grab a couple of hay bales and we'll double check this. Because okay. That'll work. So I was sitting and realized I was putting a lot of weight on my toes, which is not great given that I'm dealing with some pain in that foot. So, all right. All right, so let's go ahead and put a couple of hay bales in there. Okay. That's not going, which means I probably need to cut this down by 1. Huh? All right, hang on a sec. Resource packs. We're going crazy. We're turning on the redstone resource pack. Okay. Yeah, no, that should be fine. Oh, haha! Okay. Okay, I think we got it. I think we got it. Turns out if you don't have all the redstone there, it just doesn't work at all. Okay. Is that? Ah, jeez, monkeys. All right, no, we're good. We're good. We're good. Everything's great here. Okay, so that's 9. Okay, that should stop. Oh. Pa! Put it in subtract mode. Let's see. All right. Throw a couple of those in there. Okay. All right, that should work, I think. Okay, no, that'll work. Okay. Okay, yep, we got it. Finally. I'm not that loopy. Apparently I can't do math today, but that's fine. Yeah, and that's good. So yeah, so that's composting and then feeding down into the system. Okay. And as this gets full, then everything will be ready to go out the other direction, which is going to be now this. Okay, so that's going to go there, and I need another couple of crafters, which is easier to do if I have the droppers in my inventory. There we go. Redstone, droppers, stuff. Okay. Oh, I need crafting tables. Oops. All right, I'm going to have to be sure I put some more crafting tables back, but... All right, so that's the beginning of that nonsense. Okay, now I can put these hay bales back. Now, the thing is, I'm going to have to be generating a lot of hay at this farm, or hay bales at this farm, which I'm doing, albeit slower than it would necessarily be cool. In some ways, this is actually an overflow for that farm. Man, that oxidized so fast. This guy's over here being like, look at me, I am not oxidizing at all. This guy's over here like, haha, look at me, I am super oxidized man. I mean, it still has one more stage to go, but geez, monkeys, man. All right, anyway, right. We are doing the thing. The thing wherein we get that, and no, I need some redstone torches. We'll just get a bunch of those. Okay. Sure Grian didn't wax it? Pretty sure. I have been sorely tempted. Apparently there's a resource pack out there, or a data pack or something that you can get that you can, if you where you can name some redstone dust or something, and it gives you a mumbo jumbo cardboard cutout. I have been sorely tempted to grab that and throw that in my world, because you know it would be fun. Grab some of those. I do need repeaters. Good enough. All right. Yeah, somebody posted that into Mumbo's Discord the other day, and it's like, oh, this is just funny. Yes, it's really quite simple. And actually, that's the thing about redstone is honestly, you don't always have to get like really crazy with it to do some really cool stuff. I'm gonna. All right. All right. So what I want to do is this is going to go here. We are composting out of this, which means we're getting bone meal, which is good. All right. All right. So that's going to go that way. Seems reasonable. All right. Hang on. This is just all in the way. And so am I, apparently. Okay. Let's just get all of this bone meal into this this dealy bob here. Okay. Have all the dealies been bobbed? I think the dealies have been bobbed. Okay. Except for this dealy bob right here. All right. Let's just move all the bone meal. All of it, please. Yep. Get it all? Got it all. Okay, cool. So this should be set. We should be good there for a while. All right, so we're getting bone meal into this. This guy, it needs to be all of it. Cool. All right, so let's now come off of this way. You know, I might have to turn it. We've got some room, so turning it's not going to be a big deal. Okay. We'll go turn it that way. All right. Because I think I'm going to have to bring stuff this way. All right. Because I'm a fan of target blocks. Technically, this could be something else if you brought the redstone on top of it, but okay. Cool. So that's going to be a thing, and then we're going to have to do some comparator magic and stuff too, which is fine. We'll do that here in a minute. Okay. And the dust. All right. Next thing. Yeah, we've got space. I don't need to do anything. Any sort of crazy weirdness here. Like that. Okay. Locking the hoppers for that game tick while the droppers fire. Don't post it in the tech channel. Post it in the Minecraft channel, please. The tech channel isn't actually for Minecraft. It's for other tech stuff. There we go. Okay, so let's just grab a stack here real quick. All right, throw that in there. All right, yep, that works great. Wonderful. All right, so now that's just going to be a little bit of a pain for the moment, which is fine. We'll just put a chest there. No, the tech channel is for things like browsers and networking and programming and other fun technology. Because I'm a programmer and a systems administrator by trade. That's just what I do. And, you know, there were some people in the community who liked talking about stuff like that, and there are a lot of people who were just totally lost. So I set up a channel so we could talk about that. But somebody dropped in and started talking about one of my designs there, so we just finished the conversation without moving it. But the Minecraft channel is the place for that. But yeah, I designed that farm or that potion brewer in Java, and just one of those. Does this work in Bedrock? Yeah, actually it does. Except for the timing of those droppers. Okay, so now we're we're getting stuff. That's awesome. Cool. So the next thing I need to do, is I need to get the bone blocks from here into the water stream over here. And honestly, that's not going to be that hard. Okay. Because it's dropping right into this line, which... yeah, that should be all right. But yeah, Chaos Cube update dropped today. Yep. It's going to be a little while till I can update the server, unfortunately, because it would be nice to be able to get everything up here and get that working, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. Cool. So we're going to pull out of this. And yeah. All right, cool. So let's see what sort of space I have here. Not as much as I would like. Hang on, let me free cam here for a minute. I mean, I've got some space because we're ducking in through this. Mm-hmm. Your macros and controls got reset? Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's see if they all flood over this way. Oh, that's an interesting thought. If I drop them in here, they will whoosh up. They're already crafted into blocks. I mean, this would be the most jacked up thing ever, but it would totally work. So here's where my mind is, all right? What I could do is I could take a dropper, not a dispenser, right? I could take a dropper, put it right here, dropper. Okay. Now, so here's my end goal. That's in the wrong place. Cool. That's also a hopper, which is awesome. So here's my end goal. I want to just take bone blocks and drop them into the storage here somewhere. Okay. That is part of this water stream loop up here. I just have to set a filter and we've got it. All right. Lovely. Well, I was going to drop it into this water stream, which takes it up here, which does the same thing. Or I drop it down into the kelp farm. The blocks will float back up, wash over. You know, they'll drop, right? They'll drop into the water, they'll float, they'll wash over the ice, drop down into the water running down here, and that will also end up back in the water stream. So I don't actually need to do any sort of extra weird water stuff. I just drop it down there. And that is unusually cool and weird. But, you know, I'll go with it. I like cool and weird. That kind of describes so many people in the community, actually. They are cool and weird. Yeah, no, that's fine. That'll be... yeah, that'll click if this is doing things, but it's going to be off most of the time anyway. So I'm not worried about that. Yeah, cool and quirky, also a thing. All right. Do like our special breeds of weird here. All right, so let me get, I've got some bone blocks. Let me go set a filter up here. Let's see, where do I want this to go? Let's, you know what? Let's just put it in right next to the, hang on, I just want one. we'll just put it right next to the hay bales. Okay? So there's one in there right now. So let's see what happens if I throw these bone blocks in here. Okay? They'll drop down here into the water. Now it's going to be slow because it's just regular water. It's not bubble columns or anything like that. Okay? But they'll float up to the top. Did it find a dead spot in the water? I don't think so. I think it just got caught. Just fine. Should float back up to the top. Okay, yep, there it goes. And right across the ice. And down into the water. Perfect. Okay. Now that's going to bring it up into the... Yeah, you can see it floating around here. Okay, and I think that dropped right into the filter. Which is what I was looking for. I'm in the wrong place. This side. There we go. I know I've got a way up to set these filters. Okay, so what we should have here is there's all 7 bone blocks. Nice. I think this will actually work. So let's do a test. Let's get ourselves a couple of stacks of hay bales to sacrifice to this system. Oh, do I still have... Oh, well, fine. I don't need this filter anyway. Though, okay. No, we're fine. We'll test it all the way this way. I honestly don't think this is going to completely work the way I want it to at the moment, just because of the way hoppers update and things like that. But that's fine. All right, so hay bales will go in here. Right, you can hear it starting to compost, which is great. We are starting to get some bone meal. It's not crafting white dye because of the comparator action we got going on there, which is wonderful. Okay, most of this... Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where... Okay, that's not cool. Good thing I ran this test, because that's just not cool at all. Is the hopper must be full. It is, and it's not... Okay, that's not great. Okay, what do I have here? I can't put... Darn, I can't put a chest there. Because if I do, items, I think, will get stuck on it. All right, let's try it. Wow, that was just... That was horrible. Okay. That was just terrible. It was just so terrible. Okay. Awesome. So what I want to do is let's get ourselves... I've got some chests. Okay, good. All right, so what I want to do is let's do this. If I put a chest there, are the items still going to float across it? Yes. Okay, they seem to be doing just fine. All right. All right, so then what I have to do is put the other side of a double chest up here. So this is going to come out. Okay, let's give myself some place to stand here. Okay, that was the wrong thing, but that's fine. All right, so this comes out. A double chest right there. Okay. I think. All right, and now Wow, I've got wheat everywhere. That is just fabulous. Okay. Yeah, kelp is flowing through just fine, which is all I needed. Yeah, nothing is actually getting stuck there, which is good. I was a little worried about that. All right. Cool, so that's going to do that thing. So now what I have to do is put my... Okay. Wonder if I got lagged or what that was, but it was weird, whatever was going on. Okay. Yeah, so this should be... Yeah, this should be filling up eventually. Yeah, all of this is starting to fill up. Okay. All right, cool. All right, crafter. Sorry, I'm easily distracted by shiny objects. That's where we're at today. Oh, I need this crafter. I need it facing up. Let's see if I can find a way to get in there and do that. I think I see a way. I've got a data pack that allows me to build a wrench, which is really cool. That it lets me rotate things, but okay, I think that's facing up. Wow. Okay, and I picked up a whole bunch of kelp, which is also cool. Oh, you unlocked an achievement. Nice. Okay, so let's get this kelp out of my inventory. All right, so I think we're okay. The wrench is like a hammer from Terraria. Yeah, it's a rotation wrench. I have one, but I don't think it's warped fungus on a stick. I had one, but I don't think it actually works with, like, I think I have to craft it new for the new data pack or something like that. It's a little funky. I like it, but it's not the most reliable setup ever. Okay. Now, the reality is we're not going to be having multiple stacks of hay bales hitting the system. We'll have... right, because we're crafting the hay bales over here. They'll be hitting like 2 or 3 at a time, but still. Okay. All right, so what should be happening then is we do that. All right. Oh, hang on. Why aren't you clicking? Oh, because I didn't, that's why. Ah, okay. Get all of the... Fine. All right, try that again. This time with feeling. All right, so we're getting hay. Or getting wheat. It's getting shot up here. Going through the composter. Okay. Again, this is going a little bit... Right. Because again, you get 9 wheat per hay bale, so this will fill up fast. But again, the reality is we're not going to be getting stacks of hay bales at a time. We'll get a couple. Hay bale, chest, armor plate. Yeah. All right. So the reality is in practice, we probably would have been okay going straight into the hopper, but this will work. Yeah. Yeah, even if the items drop a little bit, they'll float up because water just does that. So, because items don't sink unless you exert a force on them down, like with a dropper or a dispenser, or you just throw them. So, the items will want to stay at the same level. Okay, cool. So that's going to do its thing. The crafter It's going to put a bunch of stuff. Right. That's all going to go in here first until this is full. So let's just grab some out here. All right. Which then goes into this. All right. We're going to craft our bone blocks, which then get fed down into our handy dandy system down here, and will eventually flush in. Okay. This works. It's a little bit funky. 100%. I am totally admitting this is a little bit of a kludge. But hey, I have this infrastructure here. We might as well use it, right? Yeah. So sorry, this is just weird. Yeah, I'm just going to dump it into the kelp farm because that makes all the sense in the world. Okay. And now, right, we're getting all of that stuff. Where am I? Where did my scaffolding go? Yeah, it's free real estate, exactly, right? It saves me running a whole bunch of other water somewhere else. Yeah, and we're getting the bone blocks up here. Of course, these are all blocked off because they have to be. So, all right. So yeah, this is going to work out great. So we've got a nice system here for dealing with excess wheat because I can't really turn off the wheat farm, unfortunately, because it's all villagers and nonsense like that, right? But I might as well harvest it into bone blocks anyway. And everything is lovely. So yeah, we've got ourselves it's a little bit kludgy back here. Okay, I'll admit that. Definitely a little kludgy. But we're not going to see it anyway. All right, so that can go away. Hoppers can go away. Do I have anything else in here that is redstone? Yeah, the droppers. Okay, is that it? That is it. Okay, cool. All right, so that will go with thusly. Yeah, unfortunately, if you want to swap the flowers here, you have to break the glass and do it, but that's okay. Can they place seeds on tilled dirt if the light level is too low? No. If the light level is too low, you can't plant anything. But that's fine. I lit the place up, so they're all sorts of good there. Actually, let's put that back. All right. Cool. So this goes back in there. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some of this into the mostly working farm, and we should be good. Yeah. Break the glass if not emergency. Yes. All right. All right, so we'll put that in place. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I could put that there, but I don't know if it's going to make that much of a difference. Let's just leave it open. I think that'll be fine. All right. So next, I need some more blackstone. Do I have more blackstone? That's the next question. Yes, I do. Yes. The answer to that question is definitely yes. Okay. All right, so we're going to just bring some polished blackstone down here. Okay. Yep. I'm just matching what I did on the other side. So this side it's going to be really easy to set up. All right, that goes there. This goes like so. All right. And our happy little cherry trapdoors meander up like this. Okay, so that's going to match kind of what's going on in the bulk storage. All right. There we go. And then we've got a bunch of ugly shulker boxes. But at least the wall is done. Like I said, I think I may craft up a couple of extra beds. Gotta move the foot. Okay. Just to tuck in there, because I do kind of like that. Let me see if I've got some wool. White wool, preferably. Yeah. That should do it. And I am going to need some more planks, but it's all right. All right. All right, so I guess we'll do it that way. Bed and... Come on, get in there. Bed. There we go. All right, nice. I like how it said this one's almost completely oxidized. This guy's nothing. It's not waxed. It's not. I'm the only one on the server. Nobody's snuck in and waxed my chest when I wasn't looking. Which, by the way, would be really freaking weird. If somebody waxes your chest when you're not looking and then you wake up and your chest is all waxed, it's like, what happened? That is just really awkward. That's going too far, even for Grian, okay? We don't want accidental chest waxing happening here, okay? We've got that out of the way. Let's get ourselves our happy little blocks of goodness here. Oops. Goes like so. And we're bringing these blocks up this way. Okay. So that's going to go there, and I think I put this here. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and then I need a sea lantern block, sea lantern there, and a block. And just bring this across the same level as that. All right. And then this is where I try to remember what I did on the other side. Oh, I got stairs. That's what I did on the other side. Stairs, first of all. All right. Okay, let's just pop that all the way up to the ceiling. Okay. Yeah, I understand why some servers ban Tweakaroo for that weird placement thing, but I really like it, so in my worlds, it's allowed. Okay, so that's, yeah, that looks right. All right, so let's craft up some these things, blackstone walls. Yes, my mind is working. It's working slowly, to be fair, but it's still working. Okay. So that goes that way. Ah, that's not where those go. That's not even a little bit where those go. Oh, these guys should have some light behind them. Okay. Same over on this side as well. And this just lights up the stairway. Oh, well. Kind of having it back there isn't a bad thing either. But anyway, cool. So now we have ourselves a nice brightly lit stairway. Okay, let's move all of this stuff. We'll just hide the mess in here for now. that's the wrong button, by the way. Just in case, you know, you thought, oh, you totally wanted to put that button, that block there. It's fine. All right, so that goes there like that and like that. Just because I needed space. Awesome. Shulker box, oh, glass will go there. All right, so now we've got ourselves a little bit of an ad hoc dye farm, which is happy. Okay. We've got ourselves a nice solid wall here. We set up, what all did we set up? Oh yeah, we set up the bone blocks here. Okay, I need to make a quick change here. We're gonna have to get in there and break a bone block, but that's okay. Or pull a bone block out of the filter. Which, now it's slightly harder to get to. Okay. Yeah, and we're not going to be anywhere close to getting bone blocks, but you know, I'm going to have to, I will be AFKing this farm a lot before we get anything close to bone block production. But, you know, it's there anyway. Okay, and that goes like that. Nice. Cool, so our bones will end up in there. Obviously the hay bales are happening there. Okay, right now the only thing I've got here that's not blocks is cod. But honestly, this would be a great food source if I wanted to eat cod. The rest of it, let me free cam here for a sec. The rest of it is actually going through a similar process to the wheat, except I'm just dumping it here into a cactus. Because the cod overfloweth. Okay. But yes, if I were living here, I would totally just smelt up a full thing of cod and just be living off of cooked cod. Okay. Let's see. So what else do I need to do? Oh, right. I need to deal with this up here. So, right. So one of the things I want to do is I need to deal with our mine carts over here, okay? So what happens is they run along just fine. Every once in a while, something breaks, and I need to give them a quick jump start. So I've put my redstone chest away. I'm gonna need it again. Oh, this looks so much tidier back here now. This actually looks like something was intended to be here, and I like that. All right, so let's head back here. Right. This is, oh, of course, that all got locked off by stuff. Cool. That's fine. I still have scaffolding, and it still works even over here. All right. So basically what I need to do is I need a couple of repeaters is what I need. All right. Well, that's fine. I have a crafting table. Wow. Right. Okay. No, we're good. We're totally fine. Everything is great here. Some torches. Let's grab some more. Oh, I've got redstone. That'll work. All right. And I put all of the magic stone blocks away. All right. So that's going to go there. Sorry. I need to get some smooth stone to put this redstone on. Because there. Oops. Okay, leave one in so that the copper critters know where to put stuff. That doesn't mean they still put it away in the right place. They're kind of like teenagers and or toddlers in that way, but it's all good. All right, so then the idea here is that I can trigger this. I think this was an idea that I had. So I had an idea that was basically don't have the minecarts going all the time. Instead, only have them start going when this calibrated skulk sensor detects stuff falling on here. But I need an update that allows us to pet the copper boys. Yeah. Unfortunately, that led to some really weird problems, and I mean it. They were really weird. What ended up happening was it would the minecarts would not get properly collected by this system, or well, actually that was basically it. They wouldn't get collected. They'd break, but instead of getting sucked into the hopper, they get fed into the water stream, which doesn't make sense, but that's what was going on. So it was a great idea because the idea was to help stop and keep these hoppers from maybe getting stuck if something went funky when this loaded differently or something. But in any case, plus I'd have to update this calibrated skulk sensor. Is that unloader directional? No, it's not. At least nothing I've seen says that it is. Oh yeah, little gas feet. Let's see. Chunk borders. Oops, that's chunk borders. Let's see. There is there is a chunk border here, which is right in the middle. Yeah, so that's fun. But no, it was something weird. I don't know. It was consistent though. When this was running, if I left the area and came back, my minecarts just were stupid. So, all right. But what I need here is now, you know what? Let's just take this out. Oh. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll just take that out. I think this is why I have wool, white wool over here. All right, so I don't have shears and stuff on me. So what I want to do here is basically I just want to rig up a button or something, you know, something along those lines that basically just triggers those. Thank you. So that just gives those a quick boost in the whatever, so that if there are minecarts stuck in these droppers, it'll just kick them off again. And this unloader design is one I found on by Il Mango. I don't know if he actually designed it, but I saw it on his channel. Okay. So, now where would be a good place to put this button? I mean, I could put it... Yeah, I mean, I could put it right on the other side of that. The other option... I mean, I could put it right... Well... Yeah, I mean, I could put it right here, too. That might be a little nicer, actually. Oops, I can't go up that way. But yeah, let's see if I'm right in the middle, which is, yeah, kind of right here. Okay. So what that redstone block is a little bit of a problem. Yeah, Il Mango was good. I get that. Community. That is a problem. That's a problem with a lot of creators. Like I know I forgot who it was. One of the bigger YouTubers I watch got really tired. I know like Pearlescent Moon stopped posting things on did that go? She stopped posting things on Instagram because people would steal her designs off of her Instagram page and then pass them off as hers. So you know, stuff like that. It just sucks, man. I think I'm gonna have to kick that up a little bit more. Let's see. Do I have nope, that's not it. What was it? I had a hotkey for this. There it is. Okay, so I've got a thing so that my player can do things while I'm in free cam. But that's obviously not functional. That's because I'm in the wrong place. Awesome. That actually makes this a little easier. That's redstone. I like redstone, but that's not where it goes. And I think it may have been Gemini Tay, actually, who used to have... she used to put out schematics or something in some of her builds, and it was the same thing. People would steal the builds and, you know, claim they were her own. It's like, man, this sucks. Yeah, there are not a lot of actual... Okay. Hopefully I didn't screw up my minecarts there. Okay, but that works. Okay. There aren't a lot of good farm level creators out there. You know, there are a few. ENXO4 was amazing. I left my redstone box up there. He doesn't post often. There are a few others who post rarely. On the other hand, I don't know if there's a whole lot of... Oh, that's a book, and it doesn't stack. Right. Honestly, I just don't know if there's a lot of demand for it right now, you know? Yeah, now that... Well, you know, they would. On the other hand, I don't think it would matter. They'd still have the video up. YouTube would still monetize them, and they would still do all the things. So... So yeah, it's a little crazy. Yeah, when I put my I built the... I want to take these pillars down. When I built my my potion brewer, I thought long and hard, and when I built my moss farm as well, because I've got a tutorial for that as well. When I built those, I thought long and hard about whether or not I actually wanted to put a schematic up. For that exact reason is like, well, somebody's just gonna go steal it, and they still could. Eventually, what I decided to do was, I'll go ahead and put the schematic up. I'm just gonna put it behind a paywall. It's a very low cost paywall. It's $1 US to download the schematic. And that said, it's not a lot. If somebody wants to actually go through and buy it and do their own tutorial on it or something, I guess they could, but all right. Let me go grab some copper bars, and we'll put some walls around that. But that at least I don't know, puts a little skin in the game, I guess. Yeah, it's like they have to buy copyright. Yeah, and it's not like they get the copyright to it, but no, that's gonna be too many. It's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and still okay light-wise. Yeah, it seems to be. I've got a lot of torch spam going on up here, but okay, that'll work. I also like it not going all the way to the edge. Okay, like I don't need it coming all the way over here. I like having it be off just a little bit. So it's a little bit easier if you want to come around this way and go down. And eventually that will oxidize. Yeah, just like these are starting to oxidize. They'll get there eventually. So, you know, that's a thing. Okay, but this looks so much better coming down here. And I said it's easy to come in and get at the redstone if I need to. So if I need to come over here and deal with the furnace in some way, you know, that's easy enough to do. Made a conveyor belt design for a brewer because bedrock allows for movable tile entities. Yes, yes, yes. Still have to see a design that isn't using droppers and hoppers. Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, you have to use a hopper at least at some point because you have to put the item into the brewing stand, but okay. I think we're good. So we got this going. Did I leave anything out here? Yeah. No, totally. Yeah, you could do some cool stuff with it that way if you do it right. Okay. Nice. So, let me just swing over here for a minute. I'm just going to free cam over. I'm going to grab a couple of screenshots. All right. Nice. All right. Yeah, because I built design. Let me go show you because just about done with the build here, and it's kind of fun. I redid the clock from what I've got in this world, and that's something I want to. It's the new clock I want to test in Bedrock. But over this way. Oops, come on. We can fly. Wait. Yeah, okay. So am I seeing a little lag? I don't think I'm getting a lot of network lag, but definitely something was glitchy there for a minute. But yeah, I think I've got a system. Like I said, I need to do a little bit of testing, and I just have not gotten around to it. But I think I've got a system that works in both Java and Bedrock. I think I'm going to be working on this gold farm on Thursday. I built that gold farm before the crafter was a thing, and now I want to get in and get it. Oops, we need to be over here. And get it so it's auto harvesting gold, or auto crafting gold ingots, and then maybe have an on-off switch that decides whether or not they get fed over to the piglins. Okay. I love this. I love this. It's so cool in here. This is community storage for people on the server. But in the church here, of course, it's up about 2 floors. But yeah, so here, let me free camp for a minute. Here's the brewing system, okay? Which is all sorts of fun. It said right now, this clock will 100% not work in Bedrock. It just, this is a, it's a timer. Nothing. I can't remember exactly special about it. Yeah, it's a, I figured I would lean into the fact that clerics, which are normally a religious type of thing, are chemists here and potion alchemists. But yeah, so basically, anyway, what I need to do is I changed this. I basically changed all the guts of this system. Some of this you might recognize because it started with the same sort of locking system that other brewer uses. But said I redid this clock so it works a little bit nicer. But the problematic parts in Bedrock, which is here, it's the same type of thing. Droppers going into hoppers. And that's, I need to test the hopper line, make sure that actually works. But the way this thing feeds is it's triggered by these observers going down the line. So it actually hits each of them in turn rather than all of them at once, which should get around that random update order problem that Bedrock has. So, yeah. So I think that'll do it. Said I've got a new clock which I said I think will work, but because it doesn't rely on weird it's just some weird update trickery. It's simplified down to I think it uses a comparator clock and some other stuff. It's a lot simpler. But you can go in and just pick your ingredients here. And I haven't come in to fill these yet, so. But you pick your ingredients. It pushes out pistons, so the signal will get pushed through into the dropper. And when the clock runs, right, it just runs the signal right down the line. The ingredients get pushed into the hoppers, which then get fed into the brewing stand. So, yeah, it's a nice system. And just like my other brewing design, it will totally do the thing. Place the redstone on top of droppers. Seems like the idea to lock the hoppers is working. Ah, okay. Interesting. Because let me... All right, you know what? I'm just going to cheat here for a minute. Let's teleport to the Badlands. I don't use the teleport typically. It's just on those rare occasions where I really need to get around fast, like towards the end of episodes or something like that, or end of streams and things. Let's head upstairs for a sec. Yeah, I actually designed that potion brewer in one more floor. I actually designed it in a create mod world. This was not the side to go up. Okay. There we go. Yeah, because I needed a potion brewer and I was playing create mod at the time. So I ended up building it in the create mod world. So let's see. So there's the dropper line, right, for the brewer. So here it is. I added a fifth dropper in mine, but it still all works the same. Just added a little bit of extra little bit of extra redstone to make that happen. But anyway, so what you're saying is what, you run redstone on top of the hoppers so that it locks the hoppers? Because I could... Okay, because I've got... Because there's redstone on the droppers right here. That's the normal line. Here, let me turn on gamma so you can see it. Right, so that's our regular redstone line. Yeah, droppers are solid blocks. So what should happen, that being the case, is these hoppers should lock for that tick when this redstone triggers. Because this redstone will power these droppers. It should lock the hopper. But you end up getting ingredients all mixed up, which for the most part isn't a problem unless you're using fermented spider eyes. Because if you're using fermented spider eyes, if they go first, it turns everything into a weakness potion and the whole system breaks. If they arrive later, then it's fine. Then it will corrupt your potion and everything else works fine. But you just have to make sure that those fermented spider eyes don't hit the brewer first. And that was the problem I was running into. But anyway, that's the thing. So yeah, those hoppers should lock when those droppers fire, but okay. Oh right, because I've got this guy right here. Yeah, because it's four redstone ticks or 8 game ticks. Yeah. Yeah, because that's what that does. I mean, because the way that the timer works is it watches for this hopper to be empty, starts this clock draining, and once it runs out, it sends a redstone signal here, so it can pull the now full potion bottles out of the brewing stand, and it then fires this piston, or actually it drops the piston, so this observer triggers, and that triggers all of this good stuff. But I needed to have a repeater on there. I mean, I have the repeater to feed into the block, but I had to kick up the delay because I don't know, it was causing some issue with the droppers. I don't remember what it is. But in any case, that was that fun. So, all right. Now I can turn off that redstone resource pack now. Now that I'm done doing redstone. Okay. Yeah, this is my little got my little shopping mall for the villagers I don't need many of, you know. A couple of butchers, handful of farmers, all sorts of good stuff. Yeah, I will never claim to be the type of redstoner that someone like Il Mango or even Mumbo Jumbo is, but I have fun with it. All right. Let's head back to the Back to the science lab. I figured out the issue. Okay. And we're back here. That way. Aha, this way. Yeah, but man, that dropper update order just drove me nuts when I was trying to make that thing work. The hopper feeding the brewer immediately empties. Interesting. Yeah, because I was seeing different behavior, so interesting. Because I tried it a bunch of different ways, and I was getting different items as the first item into the hopper. So because the hopper under the brewing stand doesn't pull the ingredient items. It'll pull the bottles, but it won't pull the ingredient items. So the first item into that hopper above the brewing stand goes straight into the brewer. Okay. Yeah, I've been thinking about this a little bit. I've got some towers I need to finish here, but you're getting first, third, second, and fourth consistently. Interesting. Yeah, that's so in Java. You'll consistently get all of them. The hopper above the brewer, which feeds the ingredients. Interesting. Yeah, because in Java it fires them all off at the same time, so they all go into the hoppers at the same time, and it feeds them everything over. So, yeah, I don't know what's weird about that, but yeah, mostly if you just put the nether wart on the far end, or the fermented spider eyes in the last hopper, it usually works. So. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to do in here? This hallway is a little bit weird, but because it sort of, I guess it widens out for the stairs, kind of narrows here a little bit, and then widens out again, which is fine. This isn't bad. I like this. It's just now that it's filled in, it almost looks more narrow than it is, though the trapdoors are probably helping that perception. But it works, and I've got my little toy furnaces here, which are auto-fueling. I mean, it's a little slow, but they're auto-fueling from the kelp farm. I'm siphoning off a couple of kelp blocks that fuel this. So again, this is just hey, I need to smelt a handful of things, not all the things. First, third, second, fourth is happening because the hoppers are slower on bedrock. Okay. First comes along with second. First get fed into the right. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm not entirely sure. It said the dropper order was weird. I think the hopper update order is inconsistent as well. Because bedrock, I think, is multi-threaded. And I think that's what's leading to some of the issues with redstone consistency. And that's what that redstone experiment was trying to address. Okay. But, okay, so this is good. Yeah, I've got this because, obviously I'm dyeing a lot of magenta glass, so. All right, so is there anything else I want to do tonight? I don't think so. I think what I'm going to do I think I'm going to call it here. I need to go and I need to put my foot on ice for a little while. But yeah, because you definitely run into issues with how things go. The other problem I ran into, I think, is that because it's a clock, if things get out of order, everything screws up because then the hoppers stack and it's just weird. Okay, I've got a mess to do. There's a lot of redstone to do underneath that I am just not in the mood to do. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and call it here. I need to go put my foot on ice and try to deal with that. Seriously, if you ever have the opportunity to have gout, pass on that, okay? Man, it is no fun when you get a flare-up. Because it's an arthritis type thing, and it just sucks. Oh, it sucks so bad. So, all right. So, yeah, let's go ahead and call it here. We're going to be doing some more redstone on Thursday, but should be simpler. Maybe. We'll see. But I want to thank you all for hanging out with me. This has been fun. Special shout out to my supporters over at musicfreegaming.com. If you'd like to get a bunch of behind the scenes access, that's a great way to do that. Also, if you are a level 1 member on YouTube, you can also join the supporters Discord channels. So check that action out. Next stream will be Thursday, 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. I'm going to be over there again doing... So I'll be doing redstone. We're going to be working on the gold farm. I've been putting that off, and now it's time to actually go fix it. So we'll do that, and then for Saturday, I'll be back in Terraria. I think I know what I'm going to do, and it's probably a mistake, but we're going to do it anyway. So it'll be fun. So until now, oh, also Friday, the next Skyblock video drops. So publicly, level 1 members can see it now. Everyone else will get to see it Friday. So that's exciting. So until next time, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming signing off.